Yeah, nigga! Hey,
Hello all, it's J-Mix here, and I'd like to give all my YouTube subs and viewers a little update on what's going on this channel right now. I've been very diligently busy working on the Phil Brewster interview and editing down Big D's for release. Got Mike Mosley too, so the workload's pretty tough, but I just wanted to release a small outtake from the Phil Brewster interview where he talks about MC Hammer and the Too Tight album. So please enjoy this outtake with Mr. Phil Brewster. Phil, what was a normal day of working in the studio like at Death Row Records?
You know, most of the time there I was like working 2 sessions a day, sometimes 3. You know, it'd start off, you know, in the morning with like Rage, and then and that would be like from 10 to 6. Then maybe Pac would come in or Snoop for the second session. And then after that would be like Hammer would come in like late, because he was working on an album with Pac. Pac was writing an album for him, and we'd go off and he would write it. He'd write all the lyrics, and then he would record it. Totally, you know, pretty much a finished song. It'd be dope as fuck, you know, with him. And then Hammer would hear it and have to match the same style as Pac. And we did, I don't know how many songs like that, which I think probably ended up turning into some of the other, all the albums that, you know, came out after, you know, Pac was killed.
Do you remember actually how much of that album was completed?
I have no idea. There was so many songs, and it was so hard to keep track of all the songs that we worked on.
Now, when you say Tupac wrote songs, do you mean more than 3 or 4?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, I remember working a lot with Hammer, and he was pretty much exclusively the only one who wrote for Hammer. As far as I knew, because I did most of the Hammer sessions, and those were the ones that would, you know, wherever he could fit in, which would be usually after the last session, which would end at like 1 or 2 or something like that, he'd come in and the song would be already laid out for him. I mean, it'd be pretty much done. All you'd have to do is match whatever Pac did.
Phil, there's footage out there of Tupac and I think Nancy Fletcher doing the Too Tight session. Did you work on that?
It sounds familiar. It, like I said, there was so much going on. Like I said, I would do, you know, and most of, you know, us assistants, we would go off and do like 2 sessions a day, and it was just around the clock. You know, we'd spend a night there. I mean, we'd sleep, you know, on the couch for like an hour or 2 during a session is pretty much what would happen. So we'd work. It wasn't uncommon for like 48 hours. And, but then I got all spin out on what I was coming to was, with Suge on what he liked to do was go off and, if somebody was in trouble, like let's say it was a producer, he'd call in everybody, runners, engineers, seconds, even artists sometimes, you know, if it was a producer, and everybody would have to drop everything. And, you know, I'd be working like 48 hours, you know, get a page and have to drive all the way back to the studio or else I was fired, and have to sit there and be a witness to the punishment. So he felt that if he did that, then he kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone to make sure that we were in line as well.
Hello all, once again, this is J-Mix here. Wanting to thank everybody for listening to this exclusive outtake with Phil Brewster, and I want to let you know that the full-length part 2 with Phil Brewster is going to be up very shortly. One love to all my YouTube subs and viewers, and I'll see you on the next upload.
A J-Mix exclusive.
Whatever, shut up.